Hello guys and welcome to the Gaming Beans, and today I'm just showing you off on the PTS, the Infernal Dawn instance. So first of all there's the Maclamus, there's all the encounters are Maclamus, Rilla and Leus. It's all about Leus, this dungeon is all about. And basically, because it's Infernal Dawn, obviously the bosses inside are going to have a few similar mechanics of what they do in the normal raid. So if you are used to I've done them before, you might be a little bit used to what the mechanics do. So it's a little bit different, and here, just DPS Maclamus, and when he does this emote on the screen, go to the red crystal. If you go towards it, just standing there until he fires out a big red, whatever, and make sure that you don't run out before it hits you, otherwise you'll get near one shot. And if you do miss them, then the ads will spawn, and they will start healing Maclamus, so you've got to go kill them as fast as possible and then go back onto the boss. But if you do get them all spawn, you get an achievement for it anyway. So next of all there is the Rilla, and the start of it, I kind of messed it up, but anyway, the things do come out of the hatches again still, and it's a good idea to go kill, I guess, the Deadeye long shots, because they're really piss annoying. So go kill them. But the thing that I missed the most, that normally you would pick up the barrel and then go towards the cannon and shoot the cannon, and you'd have to have two to undo the shield, and then you would normally use the barrels themselves to blow up the center. Well, it's different here, and you only need one barrel to blow up the core, and then you can start to DPS it. And then there is a cast bar that is on the screen now, which is interruptible, or is the amount of DPS time that you can do towards the center before it becomes interruptible again. So I messed this up. I didn't really see it until quite later on, so I didn't really see it until here. But anyway, that's what you do for that part. So is this whole dungeon soloable? I managed to solo it, but I was in tier 2 relic gear. I think most of the big damage abilities on all the bosses are avoidable, so you only need a little bit of a small healing. You don't really need much. So I think it probably will be soloable with raid gear, maybe not dungeon gear, and low level gear you might have to do it as a duo, because it's a duo dungeon. So really up to you. Because it is here, you got the interruptible cast that I didn't really notice was interruptible, because normally on the boss itself it isn't, but until now. And then you got the blades as well, which wasn't quite expecting. I guess you should have expected it, and I died like a few seconds later anyway. So came back to do the boss, and yeah, the lava fields are still there, as it is like on the original boss. So let's go kill the Rilla. So just after spawning there, she normally does the shooting things, but this time it's interruptible, which is thank God, because they do a hell of a lot of damage. Starts to cast before she does the blades on the floor, and that means you have enough time if you're melee to dodge it. She does the still again, move out, move in. So basically, pretty much all of her mechanics are actually on her today. Just that you can interrupt it, and there isn't the use the Deadeye reactive ability, which is thank God, because I can't be asked with that shit, especially back in the day. But anyway, quite cool. I enjoyed it. And obviously, last of all, there's Leus. So this why I do actually quite like this Chronicle itself. It reminds me of the ID times, and to be honest, it looks absolutely amazing. So the people that haven't managed to see Infernal Dawn themselves, or raided with them, or I've only seen like the few bosses because they never managed to get as much further. This is a good way to see at least 3 of the bosses that were in there, especially Leus, on how good her room is and how good she looks. So, what does Leus do? Well, there used to be a reflect mechanic, but now that's been turned into an interrupt, because I'm pretty sure not everyone's going to take a reflect into the dungeon with them, especially if you're soloing. I don't think anyone would have one if they're soloing. The expanding bubbles are still there, and the breath is still there, which means you can easily avoid the breath and just move out the bubble. If you're actually standing at the tail, she still does do the tail whip, which means if you avoid that, you're going to get an achievement, which is all good. And as you see here, she fucking casted the ability after I killed her, but we'll soon see. So if you've never done Leus before, she does the first phase, and then after that she turns into the pile of gold, and you go in the second phase. One thing to note, I believe I didn't really notice it much, but I believe if you stand inside Leus herself, if you're melee, then you're going to get the debuff that reduces your healing taken and damage dealt. And also if you go behind Leus, you also get that debuff as well. I'm not so sure, because I managed to get it right at the start, I don't know how, but after that I only managed to get it after I got bounced behind her. And because I bounced behind her, some guards came out and you had to go. They're freaking annoying, they ranged mobs, so I ended up having to move a bit far out so I could move it. She also does the fist mechanic, but it says on the screen which way she's going to do the fist, left, right or centre, so it's not so bad. And she's still doing the mechanic where you have to jump on top of the pile of gold so that you don't get frozen in one shot. I don't know if it's going to be a one shot, but you can still avoid it, so it's all good. You don't have to do the other mechanic, which is Loz, I believe. I don't know, I didn't manage to get it in mine. Maybe you do, because it used to be random if you said Loz it or not. So make sure you interrupt still. Make sure you dodge the smashes. Don't go behind Leus or stand inside her. Unnecessary debuff is just always constantly coming. There's some the red AoE that just does damage. Maybe it's the red AoE that gives you the debuff. And then you got the purple bubbles that if you get hit by them, you get. Yeah, I think it's a purple. It's the bubbles themselves that give you the debuff, and the purple ones just knock you up and give you debuff. And that's Leus, and that's Infernal Dawn. I enjoyed it very much. I think you will as well. Really good dungeon if you haven't seen it before. And thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.